The key to a happy Ford 6-liter is maintenance. Lots and lots of maintenance. One of the most common one you're going to do is oil. You're going to change that oil, you're going to change that filter. I like to stick with these Motorcraft filters. They work good, they always fit, they don't give you any trouble. So that's what I'm going to be putting in today. Always double check these Ford filters. Since they're an unsealed box, sometimes they'll show up and they'll be missing stuff. So that bag with the gasket in there, it's pretty important. If you don't have that, you might want to consider getting one before you start the project. We're going to be working in 2 locations to get this job done, and the first one is underneath the truck. And down there you're going to need yourself a 19mm wrench, ratchet, whatever you decide you want to turn that nut with. And once it's drained, you're going to need oil. Lots and lots of oil. I like the Rotilla. I think it's a good oil. These motors work the oil really hard, so you're going to want good quality oil. Before you get started, make sure you got yourself a big drain pan. You're looking at 15 quarts, give or take-ish, is going to come out of it, and if you've never seen that before, it's a lot of oil. So get yourself a decent drain pan, get it underneath your drain nut, get it loosened up, and then pop it out. Try not to make a mess like that like I did. The ends of these drain nuts are magnetic. You see that silver round cylinder on the end of it? If you have anything that's failing in the motor and making magnetic chips, that's where you look for it. So clean that off, give it a good inspection, and then reinstall after the draining's done. You don't want to crank these things down real hard. Just a little snugging like that is all you need. You're not looking to kill it. You're going to want yourself a 36mm wrench, socket, whatever you want to use to get off the top of that oil filter there. I prefer that weird shallow socket that I've got there. Fits good, 6 points, so I know I'm less likely to strip it up. That's it. Break it free, unscrew it, get that cap off. You're going to want to make sure that you got some rags at the ready, because when that filter comes out, it's going to be dripping pretty good. So you want to get it from where it's at to over top of some rags pretty quick. It does snap into the cap, so you can just lift that cap off and get it out of there. Always double check that the filter you're replacing it with looks the same as the one you're taking out. Sounds silly, but it wouldn't be the first time you get the wrong thing in the right box. I'm going to take this gasket right off that cap there, pop that off, install the new gasket that comes with the filter, clean that cap out if it's a little grody inside, and that's pretty much it. You're ready to start putting everything back together. Snap that filter right into that cap, just like that. And there you go. Start putting everything back where you found it. I'll turn these in till I feel that rubber gasket is pressed in between the cap and the housing of the filter. Give it a little snug like that, and that's as far as I ever go with it. It's not under a lot of pressure, so you don't want to go crazy torquing that down. So conveniently, they sell these in a 3-pack of 1 gallons, and I had a leftover from last time that had about 1.5 quarts in it, so no, it was a little more than that. Whatever it was, it ended up equaling about 15.5 quarts all said and done. So that's all I'm doing here. Some dumping in the oil. Always double check your dipstick before you fire anything up, but that's it. Fill it up, and you're done. And if you're watching this video to this point here and you're thinking, wow, this guy really knows how to pour some oil, I'd say, hey, hit the like button. And if you've watched a couple of these videos and like what you're seeing, go ahead and subscribe. That'd make my day. So, since we're just watching me pour oil, I figure I'll go over what I consider a reasonable oil change for this. I find myself trying to get these done between 3,000 and 5,000 miles. I know sometimes you'll see recommendations for a little longer, but for the amount of work these motors do with the oil, I'd kind of like to change it more often than not. And if you've ever had to have one of these motors opened up for any particular reason, you realize oil is way less expensive than getting somebody to tear the top end off these things. So now that we've checked the oil, we got a good amount in, pull that funnel, screw on that cap, and away we go. We're all done. Thanks for checking this out, everybody. I appreciate it. Have a good one.